Welcome back to realvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith. I've got another property for you. This one is in Amador County, California, and it's the home of like Sutter Creek and a whole bunch of wineries. It's wine country, right, in the foothills of the Sierras, and it's on the backside of the valley from San Francisco Bay Area. So you could go from San Francisco Bay Area over here, build your custom home in the countryside, and just have some peace and quiet. So let's take a look at this property. I'm asking $79,000 for this one. It's almost 20 acres, and the other people in the area with similar sized properties are asking $250,000 and more. So I think $79,000 is a deal compared to the other $250,000 plus ones in the area. I'll jump into the market later on, but first let's take a look at this property and see what we can see and see what we can learn from afar, right? Always, anytime, feel free to go out and look at any of these properties we have on realvacantland.com. To look at this one, there's a link below in the description. If you go to that link, it'll take you back to my website here that we're looking at now on realvacantland.com. And there's links, there's GPS coordinates down below. As we go down the website, you can click on that, and it'll take you to the property. You go take a look at it in person, and watch a video from there if you like. So we've got a diagram set up on here. Here's a diagram. So it's kind of down in a valley. There's a house next door who's figured it all out, figured out that they want to live there, and water, power, septic, whatever. Figured it all out. This property is a bigger property next door, and it's got his driveway in it as well as the road coming through the area. So there's lots of access and lots of room to choose where you want to build a house. I'm thinking up here in the foothills, but there's lots of places to choose where you'd like to build a house. Here's some shots of the scenery in the area. Here's the street. It's just like a one-lane little street that runs through here. It's a country road. It just looks like classic, beautiful country. It looks like it was built for a horse and buggy or something. They paved it over time, and it's still going. So here's some trees, just beautiful trees, and more trees. Different kinds of oak trees, I believe. These pictures were taken not too long ago. This is very much spring. The leaves are just starting to pop when these pictures were taken. Just doing due diligence, trying to figure out if I should buy the property or not when these pictures were taken. And so down below we've got there's a stream. There's a stream that runs through the middle of the property. So you've got your own stream, and it goes under the road. It's got a culvert there and stuff, but there's more greenery down in the bottom of that valley where that stream's running. You could probably clean up some bush and get a view of the stream if you wanted. But here's a shot of the street running next to the stream, and the hills and the trees. And here's some other shots. There's a little bit flatter parts in different areas around the street. And the street runs through the property, and it does like a Y-shaped thing. I'll show you. But here's some flats on both sides you could choose from to put in a house. Here's a shot of the stream running next to the road. So that'd be nice for water in the garden and stuff. Here's an old for sale sign. I'm not sure if it was for this property or not, but here's a power line that goes through here. It looks like there's a gate on the neighbor's driveway that goes through your property. So they've got a gate, and it looks like they put their trash cans out there. So I'm not sure that for sale sign is a neighbor's house or this land we're talking about, but either way. So here's a bunch of trees, and here's some different shots of it. I think the driveway's over here, the street's over here. Here's a shot of the two of them running on either side of the stream. There's a power line running in there feeding that house. But it looks like some good hills up here. You could probably go build on the hills up there, one side or the other. So here's a shot of the neighboring house nestled into the hills, and then all this land on the way up to that house in that valley would be this land. There's a bunch of trees and hills and good looking countryside. So he figured it out. He figured out to live there, or he, she, whoever lives there. Bunch of pictures. These are drone shots from above, flying around the area, looking down into it. Here's some nice hills on this side. It looks like it'd be a good rolling hill to go build on. Here's a shot from above. So here's a street coming in, and it's splitting with a stream coming down the middle of it, and then it branching off to this house and going on. Here's a shot looking at that branch from above with the power line and the sun coming in and the trees growing. It's nice green area. I think we're starting to go in a circle. So there's street view and all kinds of things there. So you can go look at these pictures anytime you want by going to the description below and taking that link back. Now we also have a YouTube video in here of, I clipped together a bunch of the drone shots, flying over, flying by, flying through, around and around, looking at the views. I'm not going to play it on this video. You can go to the link below and go look at that if you'd like to look at that, if you're really interested in this one, because it takes more time. So here's the shots. Here's that split in the road. Here's where the boundaries of the property start. I'm thinking my favorite spot, I'm just looking at this from above and looking at it from 3D and stuff. Like if you came in here and went up the driveway, the neighbor's driveway, I mean, it's on your land, so he's probably got easements and stuff. But go through here, you build a house up in here. I mean, that'd be a good place. It looks like nice hillside to go fit it in. Probably put a septic system up there, maybe branch off his driveway, come out in here one way or another. Then you've already got a gate at the end of the driveway, and yeah, not right up in his business, but still on this side of the street, because I think the street's got cars going through it every now and then on the other side, and it looks a little steeper on the other side. Just from what I'm seeing, let's so remember those lot lines. We can flip back and forth, but let's look at that. Let's see if we can pull this up on 3D. So it's Minister Gulch is what Google's calling this thing. Here's the neighbor down below, and then if we do this, you can see that it's down in a valley. So the other side where the street is in those street pictures, it's steep, you know, it's steep coming down to the stream. And then the side that he chose to build on, it's you know, on the other side of the stream, it looks more placid. It looks easier to go build. But I like in this area up in here, looks like you could go build in there too. So if you came off this Middle Bar Road and you took the driveway up, maybe extended the driveway up and built off in here, I mean, you can go look at the property and choose wherever you want. But just looking at 3D, that looks like, well, down in there looks like a nice place to be. I mean, you still got bushes and trees and hill in between you and there. I mean, you could build here, probably never even see that house. Every now and then you'd share the driveway with a guy. Maybe you got to work on some maintenance of the driveway or something. Keep the relationship amicable. But the property line starts back here somewhere, so you might even be able to do it over here. You might be able to put a house in over here or on one of these hills, or these look steeper. I mean, you could probably do it over here too, but I think you're going to start running into like septic things, like septic engineer grading. You know, it's going to be more than the grade's going to be steep enough that you're going to have to get engineers in there to get the septic in. And I'm sure you can still do it. It's just going to cost you more and take you more time. But over here, it looks easier. Just looks a lot easier. Maybe even back in there, it looks easy. So this is what it looks like. And you can do this same 3D that I'm doing and play with it and zoom in and zoom out on any of these properties by going to the interactive map on ruralvacantland.com. And at the bottom left-hand corner of that map, it's got the Google logo, because these maps are all fed, you know, I'm paying for data from Google for them, right? So click on that Google logo, and then it'll pull it up into Google Maps like this. And if you have it open in Google Chrome, because it's all Google stuff, right? So if it's open in Google Chrome, you can hold down the control button on your keyboard and start playing with the mouse, and it'll go 3D. If you're opening it in like Internet Explorer or Firefox or something, you probably need to get a new computer, update your system, or your stuff's too old. But if, sorry, it's just the way it is. But if you got it in Google Chrome, it comes up and it goes 3D and stuff. This is one of the sales pitches that Google has to do it. You know, it's why you got to use Chrome so you can use their stuff more. They've got it all set up to be able to do that. They got other add-ons and things you can do in Chrome. I'm not selling you Chrome. I'm just saying Chrome works a lot better to shop land. So if you're shopping land, get Google Chrome and use the control button on these maps. So you can look at it in this kind of 3D angle. So there you go. There's the property from that angle. Let's go back to it on here. Let's zoom out. So we got the property lines, right? So remember those property lines. You got this big chunk of land over here. Maybe I was pointing over here might work, but it might run out of land. Maybe over here would work. If we zoom out, you see where this property is. You see the population center over here. If we turn the map on, you start seeing Jackson show up. So this is Jackson, is the name of the town. Jackson's the county seat. That's where I get deeds recorded and pay taxes and stuff for Amador County. Sutter Creek is up here. That's what more people know of because the wines are so popular, like just massive volume, big marketing kinds of wines. I'm not saying the quality is spectacular, but they do a lot of marketing. They really get their name out there for wine, right? I'm sure they've got some good stuff in there too. Shouldn't bang on their wines. But that's the area. It's a wine country, right? Jackson, Sutter Creek, and it's wine country. If we zoom out some more, you see that it's not very far from the San Francisco Bay Area. It's just the other side of the valley. It's not very far from Sacramento. It's just southeast of Sacramento, and that's where a lot of the prices hold up. So if we take a look at that, it's near the bigger road, the 49. It's on the 49 corridor. If you get off the 49 corridor and you go down the Middle Bar Road, you drive right to the property. It's Minister Gulch, north of Murphy Gulch, north of North Fork of Mulkami River, however you say it. We can do some street view. We can go drive through. Let's see if we can do that. So look at this. Hope I'm going the right direction. Yeah, okay. So this is like the beginning of the property. It looks like it's fenced in too. So it looks like the fence is about the beginning of the property. I'm pretty sure that's where the property starts. About where that fence is. So if you drive in here, you're driving on Middle Bar Road, it starts opening up. That's where the property is. Behind there, it's really steep. So the neighbor's property gets really steep. But when it starts flattening out, opening up here, this would be your property. You might want a surveyor to know exactly for sure before you build up to these lines. But it looks like this bottom piece over here, I mean, you got some room over there. You could go build in there, potentially. Maybe it's just a barn or a garage, or put the house there or whatever. But there's a bunch of nice trees and foliage. As we keep going down the road, we'd be on your property. The stream's down here. We can keep running through. Eventually we get to the neighbor's driveway. You can see there's a pipe going under the road here for the stream. See if we can see the stream. You can see the flowers growing from the stream, but you can't see the actual stream there. So the neighbor, this is an older shot than the pictures that I have on my website. So this is, whenever Google Street View drove through here 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago or something, this is what the intersection looked like. And the gate and stuff. So that would be his driveway. And I think it's been resurfaced since there. Looking at this road, it looks like it's been better surfaced. And then here's the lands off to the sides. Maybe back in here you could fit a house, or up here around the corner, I think a little bit, you could fit a house. And so the street view didn't go up the guy's driveway, but it did go up this way. What'd the sign say? Limited something next 1 mile. Limited visibility next 1 mile, because it's a little windy street, right? So here, this is like a tunnel under the trees. This is all your property, on both sides, your property. So as we go over here and we look across the street, there might be too many bushes in the way, but that'd be your property over there too. So it's just looks like it'd be a fun road to go walk the dog on. I doubt there's much traffic here at all. Okay, so this is where I'd be interested, over to see into the bush and the weeds and stuff on the other side, see how steep it is or isn't. So this side starts climbing. Got some rocks in the hill there we just went by. The other side of the street's still over there. Maybe a little further up around this bend it starts opening up more. Yeah, see, look at that. See, back up in there. It's a nice spot in the hills. I think you might be able to pull it off in there. Maybe around the corner a little bit more. Here's a view. Yeah, look at that. Might even be a driveway in there already. Okay, so I think this is still the property. The house is going to be up over here. I might be mistaken. This might be on the neighbor's property, but I'm pretty sure this is on our property. And looks like there's a 2-track going through there and winding up. I bet you back up in there probably be the best spot. See if we can see it some more. Here's another view of it. So if you wind up off his driveway, branch off and around and pull it off, that might be it. That might be the spot to put a house. So you'd still see the road off in the distance. You'd have the stream down below. The power line goes by. And I believe this would still be on the property and not on the neighbor's property. And it looks like somebody's been clearing underbrush out of there, maybe for fire hazard. Probably a good idea. Let's get closer to the guy's house. Let's see. And as we get closer, I think his house is back in here. So I think this hill is going to be on our property. So if we jump out of there and we go back to the, actually I want this one on satellite. I might be mistaken. Okay, so, well, yeah, there's a bunch, so it goes around that turn. Let's see if we can find that 2-track that went up that way. I think it's right in here. I think it's right here, and this is the area we're pointing at. I might be mistaken, but I'm believing this is the area that we could see that 2-track running off. See, we were on the other side. We were on the little middle bar road over here, looking back across the stream, across the driveway, and seeing the 2-track that I think is right here, going up into this kind of clearing, which I think would be the most beneficial place to put a house on the property, just from my outside perspective. And then just a little bit further down, south of there, is the neighbor. Okay, so enough of that. You guys can go play with these diagrams. You can play with them, zoom in, zoom out. Better yet, go there in person, go walk it, go study it, go look at it, see how steep it is or isn't. Go see what you need to do to put a septic system in there, maybe a well. I don't think it'd be that hard to drill a water well with a stream going through the valley. I'm asking $79,000. It's 18.44 acres. I got a buy it now button on the website. If you're standing out there and you got to have it, you can go here, you put your information in and pay the $500, and that'll reserve the property. And then you can pay it off from there. I'll do the paperwork and get it recorded, or we could take it to a title shop. I bought it through a title shop. I'd kind of, at this dollar size, I'd rather take it to a title shop. We'll take it to a title shop, and they can do the paperwork and yeah, make it happen. You pay them, and when everything's all settled and done, then they pay me. There's GPS coordinates here I was talking about before, so you can click on the GPS coordinates, and that'll take you to the property. Zoning is R1A. I'm not sure what that means in Amador County. Maybe we should call them and figure it out. Okay. There's a power line through the property. Water, you have to drill a well. Sewer, you got to put in a septic system, so you're going to want to study how to put a septic system in here. Roads is paved road. Taxes are $710 a year is what they've been, $710 a year. Yeah, so that's the basics on that. We've got, I pulled up the market. So this property, remember, we're just south of Jackson. So here, let's start with the whole county of Amador County. And I'm going to zoom in from there because I don't think it's fair to use the whole county in this property description, but I usually do that, so I'm going to explain what it is. So I've got all of Amador County pulled up on the screen, and I've got, let's see what size. Did I do 20? I didn't do 20, did I? Yeah, okay, 10 acres and up. That makes more sense to me. 10 acres and up because it's 18 point something acres. We're basically competing with the 20-acre properties. So here's a 20-acre property that's been on there for like a year for $65,000, and it's not mapped. Like, they don't tell you where exactly this thing is, and I think they said a tree fell on it or something. Road splits the property. Sutter Creek steps away. Very rough road in. High clearance vehicle recommended. Okay, so it's going to be hard to get to this one is basically what they're saying. That's why it's 65 grand, which I can understand. I'm usually the one telling you about that kind of road, right? so here's the next one, 69,000 for 20 acres. They just dropped the price, 10 grand on this one. Some old logging roads cut through the property and have potential building sites flattened out. Some brush clearing is needed to enjoy the view. You'll not even know there's another human around, but they're Okay, so it sounds like to me, just reading this, it's going to be like logging roads back into the bush, middle of nowhere somewhere, which is sounds amazing to me. But that's usually a different kind of buyer than ones you can drive right up to. Um, so there's $69,000. Both of these so far are cheaper than my $79,000, but those are hard to access. Here's 69.5 for 20 acres. Let's see what this one is. I think this is an old burnout. Creek runs through the property, seasonal. Property is upslope with steep, some gentle, remote with long easement road. Pass through creek bed twice on road. Road not traveled much, four-wheel suggested. Okay, so you're driving through the creek 2 times, which sounds really fun to me. I'd be out there looking at it. I'd be like, let's go sign up right now. My wife would be yelling at me to get out of here because she doesn't want to drive through the creek to get to the property. So that's why this one's cheaper. You got to get your wife on board to drive through the creek to get to your house. $69,500. Next one, $70,000 for 10 acres. Let's see what this is. This one is private community paved road access, stunning views all directly. 15 minutes from Jackson and 60 minutes from Sacramento. Stores and shops, and okay, so they're pitching that they're close. And they're by home coin. Someone's doing for sale by owner. I like that. I like that a lot. This is probably the best competition so far. Looks like you got some views. Looks like you got some trees. Looks like somebody started using the box blade to grade in a road. Where is it? I think is the question. Okay, so it's north of town, up in the hills more. $70,000 right there. There's one $85,000. The next cheapest one up is right next to it. So they got a couple cheaper ones over here. That's probably my best competition. And then you're starting to talk about prices above mine. 85, it starts going up from there. If we look at the part of the county that my property's in, just south of Jackson, like if you get along this 49 corridor, it's the properties they happen a lot faster. People like this 49 corridor, and everything I've had along there just gets grabbed up. And when I've had properties off of it, people ask me how far off the 49 is it? How far away from the 40? They want to be on that 49 corridor. It's really easy to feed in and out of Sacramento on that corridor. So this one is pretty close to that corridor. It's right on Middle Bar Road. I think this is Middle Bar Road. Yeah, here's Middle Bar Road. Here's Minster Gulch, and here's Murphy Canyon. So it's this big stretch of road along here. And north of that, it's Golden Chain Highway. So I'm just seeing the updates go by. I think this one just got posted online. So next time, maybe if I refresh this, we'll start seeing my property on here. So here's Jackson, just south of Jackson, Middle Bar Road, just south of Scottsville, and you're there. It's a bigger road, and then you turn on the little road, not very far off the little road, you're there, and it's paved all the way. You're not out in like forest roads and stuff to get to the property. So I think it's really easy to get there, and I think the question is looking at the topography of this property and seeing if it works for you to go put in a house or not. It's got the creek, it's got the road, it's got the power. The other ones don't have the power. They don't have the road. Some of them have a creek, and they're nowhere near as close to the 49 corridor as mine. So the other ones in the area, $250,000, 600,000, 1 million, 3 million. You know, those are different price tags altogether, right? So I'm asking $79,000 because I want somebody to just go there, love it, take off with it. Everyone's happy, and we move on. So there's the property. My dog says hi. Sutter County, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you go take a look at this one. This is the right one for you. This is Luke Smith, theruralvacantland.com, bringing you another beautiful property. And please hit subscribe, and I'll keep showing you more. Thank you. Bye.